Hello, my name is Nathan Tran from Money Mechanics, and this is our introduction to economics. First of all, what is economics? Well, economics is the study of scarcity. And how money works. And in order to obtain a good economy, you need factors of production. You need good factors of production. There are three factors of production. You have land, labor, and capital. These three are required in order to obtain a good economy. Land is like the actual land and natural resources. Labor is the number of workers and the productivity of your workers. And capital. Capital is not money. This is not capital. This is not capital. Capital is the machinery used to acquire goods and services. And I have the production possibilities curve, or PPC for shorts. On one side, you have private goods. On the other side, you have public goods, which is like stuff, goods and services produced by the government. It is a slope. If you're on the PPC, it means your country is maximizing the land, labor, and capital to its fullest abilities. If you're on the inside, such as right here or right here, it means your economy is not running at full efficiency. The only way to go outside of the PPC, such as right here, you need more land, more labor, or more capital, or you specialize in trade. That's the only way to go outside of the PPC. Now the opportunity cost. These are goods made by the private, such as like the people, the businesses. And these are public goods made by the government. In order to go from here to here, the opportunity cost is going to be some of the private goods in order to get public goods. Notice how it's in the slope, you have to sacrifice a lot of private goods in order to obtain public goods because of the law of increasing opportunity cost. The more of one thing you want, the higher the opportunity cost. And now we need to know about the money cycle. Money is in a cycle. It starts with the house or the public, like the people. We give our money to the product market. And the product market gives their money to the firms or businesses. And businesses give their money to the factor market. And the factor market gives money to the house, the people, in form of wages. One way, the money goes clockwise around the cycle, but products go the other way around the cycle. That's how the cycle works. The government's role in a capitalist economy is to make sure the cycle things. The government has a role in a capitalist economy, and that is to break monopolies. Create public goods, such as like this side of the PPC, such as roads and schools. And there are three types of businesses. Businesses come in three types. The first one is proprietorship. Meaning the whole business is owned by one person. Then there's partnership. Meaning it's owned by two or three or like a whole group of people. And then you have corporations, such as Apple or Nvidia and such. They have like shares, you can buy the stocks. And now how do we measure the economy? We measure with GDP, or gross domestic product. The GDP is calculated by C plus I plus G plus XP, the nominal. The nominal GDP is calculated. It's just the value of all the products produced in 1 year. And the real GDP uses 1 year's prices to measure the actual increase in production without inflation. The reason why we use real GDP to figure out the growth is because nominal GDP accounts for inflation. Like, let's say your country has hyperinflation. Now their nominal GDP will be through the roof, but their output isn't actually increasing, just their price is increasing. And during a recession, is when real GDP is reduced for 2 periods, which is around 6 months. These recessions happen around once every 10 years. The last recession was the coronavirus recession, which was in 2020. That lasted for 6 months. Well, the 2008 recession was for 18 months. This one was a really bad recession. The government does their best to make sure recessions don't last that long. Because during a recession, there's a lot more unemployment than there should be. Now, the standard of living. The standard of living is the average income each person produces every year. You calculate by taking the real GDP and divide it by the population. In America, we have like a standard of living around 80,000. But just because the standard of living is 80,000 does not mean every person has a salary of $80,000 a year. No, this is just the average money, average output each person produces. We find that the distribution of this 80,000 to each person by using the Gini index. The Gini index goes from 1 to 100. 1 being everyone is equal. Everyone has the exact $80,000 a year. Or 100 means it's super unequal. Like as in one person has all the money, no one else has money. That's what 100, the Gini index means. I don't think any country has such a horrible Gini index. In conclusion, we learned about many things. We learned about what economics is. We briefly went over recessions. We went over the Gini index. We went over the factors of production. We went over what real and nominal GDP is. We went over types of businesses. We went over the standard of living and the GDP per capita. I did the same thing. We learned about the money cycle. And that has been the introduction to economics by me, Nathan Tran from Money Mechanics. And thank you so much for watching the video.